Thank you, Ms. Dorothy Gordon, for your interesting talk and informative presentation. The upcoming talk will be delivered by our keynote speaker, Robert Bob Reyes, technical speaker from Mozilla. The talk will be about mixed reality for open web. Would you like to remove this mic?
Well, can hold it?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, morning. So, thank you very much for having me to the organizers of this FOSS conference. It's such an honor to be here to share what Mozilla is having for all of you, for all of the open source communities out here. So my name is Bob Reyes, so I've been doing so many things, and you might be wondering, if you are representing Mozilla, why are you doing so many things? That is how Mozilla is unique. I am not a full-time staff at Mozilla, but I am able to represent Mozilla elsewhere in the Philippines, in Southeast Asia, and any part of the world. Being an open source advocate, we often ask ourselves, is it worth it? People will not pay you to do these things, but I am happy to be part of an awesome thing that we call now as Mozilla. So in our headquarters, you will see that there is a Firefox monument. What does it have? It contains the names of all people who in one way or another became part of the Firefox project. Everywhere I go, I ask people, do you know what Mozilla is? Anyone here who knows what Mozilla is? Of course, people will know what Mozilla. But oftentimes, the answer that I get is, we know Firefox. Firefox is not Mozilla alone. Firefox is just part of a bigger entity, a bigger organization that we call now as Mozilla. Where did we started? We started with this, Netscape. For those younger generations, they may have read what Netscape is. What made Mozilla unique was that during that time, Netscape, a business entity in the United States, opened up the source code and gave away their product for free. We were not the first one to do it, but we were one of the biggest companies during that time who ventured into open source. That was in 1998. A few years after, something like 2002, the Firefox project was into its version 1. Being a nonprofit organization, we are duty-bound to follow our manifesto. So our mission is to ensure that the internet will remain as a global public resource that is open and accessible to all. Anywhere in the world, when there are issues about openness, accessibility, Mozilla will always be there. And we further extended our mission to make the internet something that truly puts people first, where individuals can shape their own experience and are empowered, safe, and independent. This is what is in our mind when we design projects, when we design products, when we go on different scales of individual things that we can do in and out of Mozilla. We changed our identity. Before, you will see Mozilla as written something like this. So we decided that why don't we incorporate the elements of the web, the elements of HTTP into our name? People ask me, can I enter those words, those letters in the awesome bar of Firefox? That is something that you should try doing after this talk. We are best known for this, Firefox. We also changed. So this is the new Firefox logo. Smoother, better, brighter. Starting at Firefox 63, okay, we have all versions of Firefox to include an experimental cookie policy that blocks cookies and other site data from third-party tracking resources. That is how we want web users to be protected online. Websites follow you everywhere you go because of cookies. Now you have the power to block them. Oftentimes, even my friends, they will tell me, you know, Bob, we shifted to the other browsers because Firefox is too slow. And I should agree. Firefox was too slow before. Starting Firefox Quantum, we released it around more than a year ago. We intend to revamp everything that is Firefox and give users a better experience online. It's now faster. Faster than even our previous version of Firefox. Faster than the other browser. Now, on to my real talk this morning. I want to share with you what are the exciting things that we have been doing related to mixed reality. Virtual reality is something that many people think is of the future. It seems to be too complicated. Even if you have a headset, even if you have a VR device, content is not that much compared to websites and other online resources. But we are bringing in a few tools, APIs, and other stuff to make people create their own VR experiences. With a few JavaScript libraries and tools and the power of WebGL combined, we will be able to make VR scenes that can be viewed and shared in a headset like Oculus Go, HTC Vive, or even if you don't have these headsets, if you have a web browser on your mobile device or desktop, you should be able to enjoy web VR. How we wish that we have something like this in reality now, but not far-fetched. It can be done. How? One, remember our mission. Mozilla's mission is to keep the internet open for innovators, creators, and builders of the web. We don't want people to remain as web users all throughout their lives. We want each and one of you to become web makers. You should not be contented in just surfing the web. You should be able to create for the web. For one, nobody owns the web. All of us who are on the web, who uses the web, owns the web. Virtual reality, or VR, is set to change the future of web interaction. Over this past few years, we could see how virtual reality has fast becoming parts of businesses, of education, and other services within our daily lives. The ability for everyone to access and enjoy VR experiences is critical. How critical? We saw that at Mozilla. Many people will tell us it is hard to create content for virtual reality. Why? Primarily because you need some set of expertise, technical know-how on how to create these experiences. That's why we are putting forward some tools that we may be able to share with anyone who are interested in creating these VR experiences. So what is WebVR? Many people may not have heard about WebVR, But WebVR is actually virtual reality tools, standards, and experiences being brought to the open web. Nobody owns the web. All of us who use it technically owns the web. So WebVR is an example of an experimental JavaScript API that provides access to devices like Oculus Go and Rift, HTC Vive, Samsung Gear VR, even the Google Cardboard, which is pretty much accessible anywhere in the world. It's currently available on any version of Firefox, some builds of Chromium, and Samsung Internet for Gear VR. Sorry. Okay, so WebVR has been an instrumental tool in democratizing virtual reality. People don't need to buy expensive VR headsets. If you have a smartphone, if you have a desktop or a laptop computer, you should be able to experience VR using your web browser. WebVR is a huge time saver for content creators who need to test and verify that their work renders perfectly on any platform. We saw that there is a need for this. Why? We know many people know how to create websites, but not much people know how to create content for virtual reality. Now, let's put it this way. What if we teach people who know how to create websites to create content for virtual reality? Let me introduce you to A-Frame. What is A-Frame? A-Frame is an open source web VR framework for creating content and VR virtual reality experiences in HTML. A-Frame lets you build VR scenes that work across smartphones, desktops and laptops, and even VR headsets done by Oculus and the big names that are into the VR game. A-Frame is so powerful, it is open source and easy to learn. Let me give you this example. Straight out HTML source code, calling in A-Frame, the framework. Let's insert a few more codes. Pretty much comprehensible, easy. What will this code give me? Something like this. With just a few lines of code, I am able to render this VR scene. If this is live demo on a desktop, I can run this HTML on my browser and move around it. That easy. From this to this. Now, we created a website. It's aframe.io. What does it do? It will give you a list of examples, the one on the left. Give you a clear view to test how it looks like on a web browser. And it also gives you the source code to produce the same on your own projects. You have the free hand to create your own based on A-Frame. That's simple. Now, if you are familiar with any other frameworks, A-Frame works best with them too. So the learning curve for you to create your own VR experiences will be faster. No need to learn any specific framework in creating VR experiences for your own existing or future web projects. Now, let me talk about a more exciting thing. It's called WebXR. Okay? So XR is the catch-all term that spans across augmented reality, virtual reality, and newly developed immersive technologies. WebXR is an API that allows developers to create XR experiences. In this example, using a smartphone, we should be able to render a human-like figure anywhere within a scene. That easy. You may use a frame to create this particular scenario. Mixed reality is going to be a powerful platform bringing highly engaging and emotionally evocative immersive content to the web. They say VR is past. The future is mixed reality. Augmented reality plus VR plus other emerging technologies. Like any new creative medium, we at Mozilla want it to be widely accessible for everyone to have access to it. We want viewers to experience the next generation digital media without having to buy expensive VR headsets. The most common device readily available should be able to give us these experiences. For instance, all of us have mobile phones. All of us have smartphones. We can use the camera of these devices for us to experience WebXR. This brings us to another product. Recently, we released Firefox Reality. What is Firefox Reality? If we have Firefox for our desktop, laptop, and for our smartphones, we created another Firefox specifically designed to tackle the opportunities and even the challenges that is of browsing in virtual reality. This is how Firefox Reality looks like if you are using an Oculus Go. Oculus Go is one of the models of Oculus that that is cheaper and can easily be bought anywhere. So we want people to experience VR through the web. It may be simple, it may be hard, but it is doable. Now, on to another project that we have. So some of the teams within Mozilla, they're trying to create custom 3D environments using Spoke. What does Spoke do? With Spoke, you should be able to create social scenes for Hubs by Mozilla. Hubs is our immersive communication platform. Okay? So it's like creating a chat room in a VR space, in a virtual reality room. How easy it is to learn Spoke. One, for beginners, it will only take them 5 minutes to learn Spoke. If you want to learn advanced Spoke, it will take you something like 10 minutes. That easy. Why? The premise here is that if you know how to create websites, it should be easy for you to learn these things. Nothing new, except that we are introducing APIs, frameworks. For those who are seasoned into developing into VR, they may be aware about Unity. So what we did from our side at Mozilla is that we created free Unity Web VR assets. All of this can be accessible by the Unity Asset Store for you to use and reuse on your own personal projects or even commercial ones. Okay? So it allows creators to publish and share VR experiences created in Unity on the open web. These are for the designers. There are upcoming VR-related games designed using Unity, and they are using Unity as Unity Web VR assets from Mozilla. How awesome that would be. Okay, so oftentimes we are being compared with this big two. We may be as big as them when it comes to name, but being a non-profit organization, we can only do so much. So what do we need? We need people like you to use our products. We need people like you to contribute to the Mozilla project. We have localization teams. If you want Mozilla in your own language, we can do that. But we will need your help. I am not able to speak your language, but you, being the users of your language, you can help us translate everything Mozilla to the vernacular. So this is our belief. Please don't hurt the web. Use open web standard. And with that, I end my talk. Thank you very much.